What's going on, guys? Shane here.
Man.
In this video, we're going to discuss the different options when shopping for boxing gloves. Now, there's a bunch of different things to keep in mind. Is there enough thumb support, knuckle support, wrist support? Is it synthetic leather? Is it real leather? Is it a bag glove, which are normally flat, or is it a sparring glove, which is more rounded? We're going to discuss the different options and make sure that you make the best choice. In this review, we're going to talk about someone who's been doing it for years and someone who's a beginner. To sort of give you a non-biased review and see what Ant thinks compared to myself. Okay, so the first ones that we're going to look at are Ringside IMF Tech. I've had these for years, these gloves. These are my sparring gloves. Great protection, great thumb protection, knuckle protection, very form-fitting, which protects your hand, and it also makes it a little more narrow of a glove so you can fit it in between your opponent's guard. This is more closely related to a glove that you'll be using in the ring. The only downside to this glove, I mean, I love this glove, and like I said, I've been using it for years, but the only downside is that when I hit the heavy bag with it, it does hurt my hand. You know, I think since it's so compact and forming to my hand, it doesn't give my hand enough room and I can't hit flush with all four knuckles. So if I do go a couple rounds on the bag, I will feel some pain in my knuckles, but that's because they're designed for sparring, they're not designed for the bag. Ant, what was your response to this glove?
I liked it. I mean, it really felt like as soon as I put it on, it had a lot of support, almost like a cloud. The dislikes were that since it did feel like there was a giant cloud or pillow, I couldn't really feel the bag much. I kind of just felt like I was just hitting the bag and just the fluff was hitting it. It wasn't hitting it with my knuckles. So overall, good glove.
Cool. All right, so the next one we're going to look at, I'm going to be a little biased with this one, is the Sweet Signs boxing glove. It's a great middle of the road if you're not looking to spend too much money, but you do want the wrist support. You do want knuckle and thumb support. This is a synthetic leather Sweet Signs boxing glove. These go for $75 as compared to the last one that we looked at, I think go for about $120 when I bought it. Great glove. When you put it on, very form-fitting. And I love this glove because it is a little bit flatter, which means you can hit the heavy bag and it doesn't hurt your hand. The other thing is, too, that I noticed about this was the weight distribution. It wasn't too top-heavy. You know, there was the amount of weight that was in the front was also around the wrist, so I felt like a balanced punch like I do when I'm shadowboxing when there's nothing on my hands. Another benefit to purchasing the Sweet Signs boxing glove is a portion of the profits are donated to St. Jude's Children's Hospital Research. So it's going to a good cause. Check it out in the links in the description below.
So I went from the big poofy glove to this bad boy here. As soon as I put it on, I felt like it conformed to my fist more than it did with the bigger gloves. And I felt like I could actually hit the bag a little bit harder because I can actually feel where my punches are going. There was a lot more wrist support. It wasn't too big and it wasn't too soft. This actually felt perfect. Like there wasn't too much space. There wasn't too little space. It was actually really good.
And the last ones that we want you to steer clear of are those Walmart, Kmart, boxy $20 gloves. You can see they're very flat at the top. Like no wrist support there. You should not be able to do that. They look nice if you don't know what you're looking for, but I mean you're better off just putting out that extra money and getting a good glove and protecting those money makers. Ant, what was your review on this?
So since we did a review top down, this is the least supportive. Like Shane said, it's basically you could pliable like cardboard. As soon as I put my hand in it, I felt it moving left and right. Didn't feel at all conforming to my hand. I noticed that as soon as I hit the heavy bag with it, I actually hurt my knuckles and my wrists. So I was like, I'm not even going to continue punching with these things. I'm going to take them off.
I guess if you're looking to get into boxing, you don't want to risk it and hurt your hand on the first day. So if you're going to go for it and put the money out, make the investment. Overall, I love my gloves that I've had for a long time, the Ringside ones. But I can't hit the heavy bag with these. So I own 2 pairs of gloves. I use my Sweet Signs gloves, which are these red ones over here, and you can get these as well. And these white ones are just as good. Also, guys, you got to keep in mind that you have to wrap your hands before hitting the heavy bag before sparring. You see boxers when they're done fights, they have those big wraps on, right? Because even though you have the leather and the support of the boxing glove, you're still throwing hard punches against someone's hard skull. You can injure your hand. So make sure you're wrapping your hands.